Search for 11 missing workers continues this morning. So what are the legal options for these workers who know drilling is a dangerous profession? Oil rig explosion attorney Rob Ammons is here with some answers. Good morning and thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you, Jose.
The cause has not been determined, but they're thinking in terms of a blowout, natural gas spontaneously igniting. Would this accident be considered the company's fault if that were the case?
Well, oil rigs should be equipped with what's referred to as blowout preventers, BOPs, for this type of situation to control this, because this is a hazard that's been known to exist in offshore operations.
This is an unusual situation. If they were on land working on a rig, they might fall under workers' compensation laws, but it's different out in the water?
Well, it is different out in the water. If it was on land, there would be Texas workers' compensation law that would control their rights against an employer. On offshore, there's what's referred to as the Jones Act. It's a federal law that provides rights and remedies to workers in this kind of a situation.
So what would be the difference in the rights that these offshore workers would have?
Well, unlike on land, where if you are hurt on the job, you don't have a right to file a lawsuit against your employer. Offshore workers have a right, a remedy in court, in district court, to file a case against their employer for their employer's negligence in causing their injuries. They also have a right to what's called maintenance. Maintenance is a daily payment for living expenses. Regardless of fault, they have that right. Furthermore, they have the right to what's called medical cure, the right to select their own doctor and get the type of treatment that they need to get as well as they can.
What about the right to an attorney? Because we're talking about something that's happening offshore instead of on land.
Well, absolutely. They have the right to counsel, and before signing any paperwork, someone that's injured should speak with a lawyer because they could be signing away rights.
With the families of these individuals, do they have any rights, especially for those of the 11 missing men?
Well, you know, the 11 missing men are missing right now, and there are search efforts to find them. And the hope is, obviously, that they'll be found. If that were not to be the situation, then the family certainly would have rights under the on the High Seas Act, because they would, if they are not found, they'd be presumed missing and dead eventually.
Very interesting information, and it's still a story that is playing out and will not be finished for at least a few more days. Rob Ammons, attorney, thank you so very much for joining us here on Fox 26 Morning News.
Jose, thank you for...
And we'd also like to let our viewers know that all of our prayers are with those who are still missing and those who are injured as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Rob.
You bet.